I'm not negating or abdicating that it's not a tragedy. What I'm saying is I bury them, y'all. I get the calls of such and such died, and nobody says anything while mama sits on the front row. And we stand up here with our swag and we say, man, I feel you. And 2 weeks later, mama don't get no calls from nobody, but she's burying baby boy by herself. We have a responsibility. And he says, no, put on the shoes of peace. He says, now you got to understand the gospel of peace, and why he told them to put the shoes on was because those shoes had spikes in them. And I want you not just to put the shoes on, I want you to put your shoes on and put them in the ground. Because you're going to have to learn how to stand your ground sometimes. Because there's going to be some winds that are going to blow you off of your faith. There's going to be some things that happen in your life you're not going to understand. You're not going to be able to comprehend. But you're going to have to learn how to stand your ground. You're going to have to learn how, God, I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. But God, I still got to trust you. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to run back to where I came from. I'm going to learn that, God, you are worthy to be praised. God, even though I got tears in my eyes, I'm not acting like it didn't happen. I'm not acting like I'm happy about it. But God, I got to recognize that you are still God, and the circumstance does not change your deity, that you are still righteous even though I don't understand everything. And that's what God requires from us. This is the greatest time for the church to stand up and make a difference. I don't want to hear about your gospel if your gospel don't go beyond the four walls. I don't want to hear about your Jesus if your Jesus doesn't compel you to feed the hungry. I don't want to hear about how great the blood of Jesus is if the blood won't move you to look after the marginalized in your community. I don't want to hear how awesome your praise team is if your praise team won't touch those in the ghetto. I don't want to hear how great your reverend is if your reverend won't walk the streets where the marginalized is. I want to know, can they be touched by your compassion, by your sincerity? We are arguing in church amongst ourselves, when the reality is the reason why the world ain't changed is because they don't believe our medicine works. And I didn't mean to convict you this morning, and I did at the same time. I want you to look at yourself and say to yourself, why do I tolerate some sins and turn my eyes at other sins?